Disinformation and misinformation are widely seen as serious problems worldwide, contributing to growing political divides, the spread of harmful rhetoric, and conspiracy theories that have eroded the trust the public has in government and other institutions. These threats are even more urgent in countries and regions that are in conflict or that have recently been in conflict, as disinformation and misinformation can exacerbate ethnic, social, and political tensions and reignite outbreaks of violence. People have to become resilient in order to block the threats and mitigate the violence. What exactly is disinformation? And does it differ from misinformation? Is one more destructive than the other? How can we learn to recognize either and not be unwitting accomplices to propagating disinformation or misinformation? Broadly speaking, we can define each in different ways, although there is some overlap and each can be equally insidious. Disinformation is defined as a deliberate attempt to spread false or deceptive information. The sender knows this information is false and likely has some agenda or purpose in spreading the false information. The purpose could include anything from confusing the public, creating apathy, unrest, distrust in our institutions, or causing outrage against others. Misinformation is defined as erroneous or false information that is being spread while unwittingly knowing that it is false or misleading. The sender may have received the information from a trusted source, such as a friend, family member, or media outlet, and spreads the message to people in their social media network. With misinformation, a sender may be victim to a disinformation campaign and could be spreading false or misleading information without necessarily having the intention of trying to mislead people receiving the message. Shocking or violent scenes, supposedly from conflict zones, quickly spread on the internet and sometimes even trick media companies to airing the footage as real. However, these kinds of scenes often come from a combat simulation game called Arma 3. They have nothing to do with the conflict they say they are from. Another example of disinformation, this time to help bolster the morale of Ukrainians early in the war with Russia, was the fighter pilot called the Ghost of Kiev, who supposedly shot down 40 Russian planes. Many videos on social media claim to show his victories, but these also proved to come from a video game. Becoming media and information literate is the best way to avoid being a victim to the disinformation and misinformation. Here are some simple steps you can take to stop the spread of disinformation. Pause before you share, post, or hit send, especially when the message you get makes you emotional. Stop and think where the information may come from originally. Why would the message creator, not just the sender, want the audience to feel or think this way? What could their agenda be? Was the creator a reputable media or research organization, or someplace you've never heard of? If you can't find the actual website of the organization, be very suspicious of the source. Does the media present opinion, facts, or opinion disguised as facts? And are these facts true? Is the data cherry-picked to favor a certain viewpoint, or does the visualization of the data give a false impression? Finally, how is the message framed? Are words being used in a specific way to inflame emotions or to direct people's thoughts? Why? What alternate words could be used to explain the same thing? A large crowd of people gathering could be described as protesters against the government, a demonstration to support democracy, or a rally for civic society. One framing, the term protesters, puts the crowd almost automatically into a potentially violent framework, while another word choice, a rally, has an almost festive, happy, or supportive frame to it. These frames we read in our social media feeds have effects on how we perceive the same event. Doing these simple steps toward media literacy will help you be more critical of the media you get and help you break the chain of spreading disinformation. At the very least, it will put less strain on your index finger when you stop hitting send so much.